morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Live. My name is Earl. I am the owner of EK3 Technologies, and I am thrilled that you are joining us today. Today's topic is super important: password power up, mastering secure password management. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. So let's dive in. First off, I'd like to welcome all the people who are live on YouTube. We added YouTube as a live channel. So if you're watching, go ahead and ask those questions. We are right here ready to answer your questions for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with the basics, right? Everyone has a password. Passwords are something that annoy us to death. We know that they annoy us, but passwords are our life, and we have one for just about every website we go to on the web. But why are strong passwords so crucial? Well, think of them as the key to your online home. So just as you have a key to your house, you also have a key to where you live online. And that key is your password. So you wouldn't use a flimsy lock on your front door, right? The same goes for your online accounts. Now, I'm going to go off on a quick tangent right here and say one of the things that I won't do is I won't actually use a lock that is a physical hardware lock that is on the interwebs or connected to the interwebs, because having a lock is the last bastion of hope of not being hacked. So the last thing I would want is my house to be hacked. So the same way you wouldn't want your house to be hacked and someone to be able to open your lock, you wouldn't want your password to be hacked. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, there's lock pickers and there's all those other people, and you're correct. But the last thing I need is some hacker from China or Russia or some foreign actor to be able to unlock my house. At least if they can unlock my house by picking the lock, I have them on camera. So that's my tangent on that. But again, strong passwords are very important. So you wouldn't use a flimsy lock on your front door. Many people spend lots of money for those. So the same goes for your online accounts. But let's talk about some common mistakes that people make with their password. Using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or password is a big no-no. We all know that. We've been taught that for so long, right? So, but also avoid using easily guessable passwords like your name, your birth date, or the word passwords itself. Those are like leaving your keys under the doormat, right? So if you use your dog's name or you use your friend's name or something, that might as well just leave the keys out so that people can figure that out. Specifically, excuse me, if you use the word password, the numbers in sequence, even if it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, people know it's really easy to crack. There's a great website. You can go to it, you can Google it, and it will tell you how quickly someone can hack the password that you use, right? So password is like under 30 seconds. I would say you should use something more complicated, but let's talk about tips for creating a strong password. So how do you create a strong password? A good rule of thumb is to use upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters, and make it at least 12 characters long. My suggestion to you would be to stop thinking about passwords and start thinking more about passphrases. So it depends on the site, but some passwords allow you to put spaces in. So maybe using a sentence like, I live in Jacksonville, or I don't like so-and-so, or, I have a Hyundai, right? All of those things, you could put a space in there. It makes them longer and it makes it harder to find out. You could also say, add some numbers to that. So I have a Hyundai number 5, right? Or, something like that. Use a passphrase so that you have letters, numbers, and symbols. You can also do capital letters, which is why I like passphrases, because the first letter would be capital, and maybe Hyundai would be capital, right? But it's a passphrase, so it's very difficult to guess. The other thing you could do is use two-factor authentication, and more people are requiring you to do this. So two-factor authentication, we did this last week. There was a Thursday live on it, but it's like having a double lock on your door. So two-factor authentication basically says, okay, someone logged into your password, but now I need a code from you to verify that it's you. It may come through email, it may come through your phone, it may come through some sort of authenticator app, but it's just a double lock to make sure you are who you say you are. So even if someone was to guess your password, they'll need a second form of verification to get in. One of the things that we do is we have two-factor authentication on everything that we log into, because passwords are going to be, this is going to sound terrible, but I'm going to say it anyway. Passwords are going to be hacked. There's going to be a website that has your password, and they're going to find out what the password is. But having that second key, there has been no one that has broken that yet. You may find some stuff on the internet about how they went around it, but most of the time, two-factor authentication is very secure. But I also suggest using a password manager. Now, what is a password manager? So I'm not going to talk about specific ones that we use, but I will say there are a bunch of them on the market. There's LastPass, there's SecurePass, there's RoboForm, there's Dashlane, a couple that are out there. Feel free to look at them. What they do is they store your passwords in your browser. So when you log in, when you log into your browser, you will actually be requested to put in your password for your master password for all of your passwords. So all of your passwords are in a password keeper, and they are encrypted and secure. Now, somebody's going to tell me that, and I'm looking in the comments now, but somebody's going to tell me, hey, I have my passwords and they are in a password manager and they're in my browser. If you have passwords in your Google browser, in your Edge browser, or in your Firefox browser, that is a security risk, because those are not secured and they are not encrypted. So when you use a password manager like LastPass or Dashlane or RoboForm, any of those, all of those passwords are encrypted. So the next thing I'm going to hear from somebody in the comments is, hey, LastPass has been hacked like twice. Yes, they have been hacked twice, but you know what? They were unable to get any passwords because all of the passwords in there were encrypted. And without having your encryption code, you can't get to those passwords. So again, a password manager keeps track of all of the complex passwords. The other good thing about LastPass or Dashlane or a password manager is they can make up gobbledygook passwords that make no sense to anyone, but they're keeping those passwords so that each individual website that you go to, all 100 that you may go to a day, we have gobs of different websites that we go to. Each one has a unique and different password because they are stored in our password manager, and our password manager knows them. So we don't actually ever look at them. They're actually just stored within the password manager. So they encrypt your password, and so you only need to remember one strong master password, and that's what we do. We have one strong master password. Each individual person has one, and so we can do that. Now, if you have a company or a business and you have passwords that need to be shared throughout the company, you may have an Excel spreadsheet, and it may have all the usernames and passwords. And I'm looking at you out there, insurance agencies, because I know you have a carrier website that has one login for everyone, and you're supposed to have multiple different logins, but you didn't want that, so you wanted one login. That's fine. You can do that. But using a password manager allows you to share that throughout the agency, and or throughout your company. If you're not an insurance carrier, right, you can share it throughout the company. And once it's updated, it's actually updated for everyone, not just you. So you're not updating an Excel spreadsheet. It's more secure, and you have that information with you. So that's all I have today. That wraps up today's session on mastering secure password management. If you found this helpful, make sure to share it with your friends and colleagues. And don't forget, October is National Cybersecurity Month. So let's all commit to better password habits. October is also National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I would encourage you to get involved in the American Cancer Society and maybe participate in some fundraising event for breast cancer. So as always, my name is Earl. I own EK3 Technologies. If you have any further questions, you feel free to shoot me an email at cyberrisk@ek3tech.com. You can go to our website at ek3tech.com. And in just 14 days, we are having a webinar that is on why you and your agency needs a cybersecurity risk assessment. If you are a one-person show or you don't have an IT company currently, or even if you have an IT company, let's put together a cybersecurity risk assessment and see what is happening in your company and what you don't know about your data and where you are. That's in 14 days, 3 hours, 18 minutes, and 37 seconds. It's going to be, it's going to be on the 21st of October. So once again, thank you so much for listening. I hope everyone has a great day and stay safe out there.